Hello, you're kicking off the Monday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with Milinchi and it comes headlines. General Secretary Tô Lâm hosts overseas Vietnamese representatives returning home for Homeland Spring 2025. New spring in Thái Nguyên province. Vietnam leads the world in pepper export. On January the 19th in Hanoi, General Secretary Tô Lâm welcomed a delegation of 100 outstanding overseas Vietnamese attending the 2025 Xuân Quê Hương Homeland Spring organized by the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam. The General Secretary warmly welcomed the delegation, representing nearly 1,000 overseas Vietnamese from over 40 countries and territories returning for the program. He noted that despite challenges in 2024, Vietnam achieved significant goals in socio-economic development, national defense, security, and foreign affairs, with international relations being a highlight. The nation's global standing committees to rise and party-building efforts have been reinforced. The political system is actively implementing Resolution No. 18 to streamline operations and bring effective governance to meet development needs. The party and state regard overseas Vietnamese as an inseparable part of the nation and an essential resource for national development. Thus, will continue reforming policies to best support their return for living, investing, cooperating, and contributing. Policies on investment, nationality, housing, and entry are increasingly open and flexible. We hope overseas Vietnamese will not only visit but also share their intellect, resources, and experience to build the country, whether through entrepreneurship, business venture, or cooperation in technology, education, and science. At the event, the representatives expressed gratitude for the party, state, and General Secretary's attention to overseas Vietnamese affairs in general and those participating in the Homeland Spring 2025 program in particular. As part of the series of activities within the Spring Homeland 2025 programs, on the morning of January the 19th, President Lương Cường and 100 overseas Vietnamese representing the Vietnamese community abroad attended an incense offering ceremony at Kính Thiên Palace in Thăng Long Imperial Citadel, Hanoi. Co-organized by the State Committee for Overseas Vietnamese and the Hanoi People's Committee, this year's program has the theme, Vietnam Rising in the New Era. In the warm atmosphere of the welcoming the Lunar New Year, President Lương Cường and overseas Vietnamese offered incense at Kính Thiên Palace, the relic site of Thăng Long Imperial Citadel, Hanoi. Then the President and the people released cups at Uncle's Fish Pond within the Presidential Palace complex. The ritual performed just several days ahead of the 23rd day of the last lunar month, the traditional day for sending the kitchen gods to heaven. The rituals are familiar as sacred in the traditional culture of the Vietnamese people, as that comes, showing the deep connection of each Vietnamese with the country and their roots. The participation of the President in the program affirms the sentiments and responsibilities of the party and state in caring for the overseas Vietnamese community, together with them promoting the spirit of patriotism. On the occasion of his official visit to the Czech Republic on January the 18th local time, shortly after arriving in Prague, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính met with Mr. Miloš Kusi, chairman of the Czech-Vietnam Friendship Association. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính expressed his honor to lead the high-ranking Vietnamese delegation to the Czech Republic and was moved to meet Chairman Miloš Kusi, a longtime friend of Vietnam. The Prime Minister stressed that the Vietnamese people greatly appreciate the Czech people's invaluable support during Vietnam's struggle for independence and unification, as well as their ongoing assistance in nation-building and development. He thanked the Czech-Vietnam Friendship Association for its steadfast support of the Vietnamese community in the Czech Republic and its role in strengthening ties between the two nations. He also noted that the Vietnamese government is committed to facilitating the association's continued efforts to work closely with the Vietnamese people. Chairman Miloš Kusi expressed confidence that the Prime Minister's visit would further enhance the traditional friendship and cooperation between the two countries. As part of the working program of the party and state leaders on the occasion of the Lunar New Year 2025, on the morning of January the 19th, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense, visited and presented gifts to national contributors, poor households and workers in Thái Nguyên province. The delegation visited and presented tag gifts at Tân Thịnh Ward, Dong Hỷ Street, Lincoln Coming, Thái Nguyên City, local authority and military Region 1 Command. Minister Phan Van Giang presented 200 gifts to wounded veterans, national contributors, poor households and workers in the locality. On behalf of the party and state leaders, General Phan Van Giang congratulated Thái Nguyên province for its proud achievements in recent years, especially in socio-economic development, national defense, security, as well as social welfare work. On behalf of the party and state leaders, General Phan Van Giang extended his best wishes to the party committee, authority, armed forces, and people of Thái Nguyên province. He wished them to celebrate the New Year festival in a joyful, safe, and economical manner, while enthusiastically competing in labor and production, achieving many results in celebration of the Lunar New Year and major events of the country in 2025.
With
the joint efforts and unanimity of our people, local party committees and authorities as well as socio-political organizations at all levels, we have achieved remarkable and valuable results in working environments and different fields. People have enjoyed an increasingly prosperous and happier life. I believe that the results will create momentum for 2025, the year of congresses at all levels. We will be successful and look forward to the 14th National Party Congress. At Military Region 1 Command, Minister Phan Van Giang and the delegation respectfully offered incense to express gratitude for President Ho Chi Minh's great contributions to the nation. On January the 19th, the National Assembly's delegation, led by its Vice Chairman Trần Quang Phương, visited and extended New Year greetings to officers and soldiers of Reup Broadcast Station and Defense Economic Unit 737 and the Military Region 5. Acknowledging and praising the achievements of Reup Broadcast Station in recent times, Vice Chairman Trần Quang Phương requested the leaderships of the unit to continue while advising and participating with the local authorities in socio-economic development and maintenance of national defense and security, while carrying out effective border diplomacy with the friendly forces of Cambodia. Visiting and wishing a Happy New Year to officers and soldiers of Defense Economic Unit 737 and the Military Region 5 and the people in Reup and Reup coming, the legislator requested the local authorities and Unit 737 to further replicate effective economic development models, develop irrigation areas, link forest development with economic development, promote the role of the elderly and prejudice people in the area, in building the Great National Unity Bloc and the civil-military bond. On the afternoon of January the 19th in Hanoi, the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense coordinated with the Lao Ministry of National Defense to organize a conference to review the cooperation results in socio-economic development cooperation associated with maintenance of national defense and security. General NGUYEN, Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, Deputy Defense Minister and Senior Lieutenant General Vung Kham Phu Mat Kon, Deputy Minister of National Defense of Laos, co-chaired the conference. In 2024, under the thorough leadership and direction of the Ministries of National Defense of Vietnam and Laos, the cooperation progress between the two sides were implemented with remarkable results. In the coming time, both sides agreed to continue to comprehensively and effectively implement the cooperation plans in 2025 and the following years, with a focus on a number of key areas such as information exchange, replication of effective production models, dissemination and education among the young generation of the two countries about the significance of the great friendship, special solidarity, and comprehensive cooperation between the parties, states, peoples, and militaries of Vietnam and Laos. Coming up next, Vietnam leads the world in paper export. Faith and aspiration to contribute to a new era of national rising. With an output of 170,000 tons surpassing India, Brazil, Indonesia and Malaysia, Vietnam has become the world's leading country in paper output. After reaching a record of 290,000 tons in 2019, Vietnam's paper output has continuously decreased over the years. In 2024, Vietnam's paper output is estimated at 170,000 tons, which could be the lowest output in the past 10 years. However, the country still maintains its first rank in global paper output. Climate change in 2024 has somewhat affected paper production. Yet, the favorable weather conditions in some areas, especially in Đắk Nông province, helps Vietnam maintain stable output compared to last year. After many years away from home, overseas Vietnamese always long for the day they can return to reunite with their families and celebrate the traditional Lunar New Year together. This year, returning amidst the warm affection and care from the party and state leaders and their fellow countrymen, they can feel the spirit of a nation stepping into a new spring, the spring of an era of natural growth. This strengthens their unwavering faith in the nation's bright future and deepens their heartfelt aspiration to contribute to Vietnam's thriving era of development and prosperity. Visiting the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, offering incense at the Kinh Thiên Palace, and releasing cards to bid farewell to the kitchen gods, these traditional Vietnamese rituals were performed with the participation of 100 outstanding overseas Vietnamese. That is in order for its overseas Vietnamese who are also serving as the reminder and encouragement to always remember their roots and uphold the traditional cultural values of the nation. The program is unique and emotional, showing the state's care for overseas Vietnamese. I am dedicated to helping the next generation understand their roots and preserve Vietnamese. We hold Sunday language classes, and during Lunar New Year, children join in wrapping and cooking chin cakes at the embassy with our support. Spring is the most beautiful of the 4 seasons. The spring 2025 marks an important milestone in the development journey of the Vietnamese nation. Returning home during a time when the country is bustling with efforts to rise, the overseas Vietnamese feel a new atmosphere and an unbeatable spirit spreading among every Vietnamese person. They gain more confidence in the country's path to progress and, at the same time, wish to unite and contribute to their homeland. We can feel the excitement, enthusiasm, and joy of the people both at home and the overseas Vietnamese who are participating in this program, especially in the past year as we are preparing for the next steps in the era of progress, the new era of our nation. We believe that each overseas Vietnamese carries the mindset of staying updated with the situation in the country and bringing the most accurate information to share with our overseas community. Thanks to such, we'll continue to engage in activities that focus on our homeland and contribute to the construction, development, and protection of the nation. Overseas Vietnamese in Sweden are united in supporting their homeland, especially during crises like natural disasters or epidemics. They are always ready to contribute and help their fellow countrymen in Vietnam during difficult times. Witnessing the prior achievements of the country in 2024, along with timely policies and strategies implemented to create the best conditions for overseas Vietnamese to return and contribute to the nation. The most recent being the groundbreaking spirit of Resolution 57, which emphasized science and technology as the key factor in entering the new millennium. It is both an honor for overseas Vietnamese to contribute to this transformative journey of Vietnam. It is a period where our people are working together to achieve the goal of making Vietnam a developed nation by 2045. I and other intellectuals among the overseas Vietnamese, especially those in France, are eager to play an important role in the nation's development in this new era, particularly in advancing science and technology, hard fields, and core technologies. Overseas Vietnamese are forming working groups to turn this vision into reality. As the young person, I have even more confidence in the policies of the party and the state, outlets the opportunities that the country is offering to us, those starting and working abroad with the hope of contributing to our homeland in the future. A new spring has arrived. That is not only a season of rising determination, but also a spring that affirms the nation's strong position as it steps into a new era in the context of globalization and international integration. As an inseparable part of the Vietnamese community, over 6 million overseas Vietnamese are an important resource to join hands and unite with the people at home to bring the country into this new era. It is the end of the latest news bulletin today. You watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.